On the cabin of the 1,000 horsepower, steel-hulled offshore fishing vessel, fluorescent lights blazed, illuminating the weather-beaten faces of the sailors. Tonight was the 14th night of their voyage, and also the decisive moment for a historic catch. Through the long-range radar screen and the echo-finding fish finder, a dense, bright red glow appeared, signaling a massive school of fish moving at a depth of several dozen fathoms. The ship began to slow down, the engine roaring like a sea monster holding its breath, preparing to pounce. The order to lower the nets was given by the seasoned captain over the radio, shattering the silence of the deck. The massive hydraulic winches began to move. The steel cables, as thick as adults' wrist reaching tight, lowered an enormous per seinen net, thousands of meters long, into the deep sea. Time seemed to stand still for the 3 hours of the encirclement. As the net gradually closed, the water inside began to churn. Millions of fish crowded together, creating a massive pressure that pushed the seawater into a white foam. This was when the real battle began, pulling hundreds of tons of fish aboard. The hydraulic winches roared at full power, their deafening sound echoing across the sea. The burly fishermen, their bare chests glistening with sweat and seawater, the weight of hundreds of tons of fish weighed down the steel-hulled ship, tilting it sharply to one side, the deck sinking close to the waterline. Each meter of net was pulled up, dragging with it a colossal treasure of the ocean struggling in the water. The force of hundreds of thousands of thrashing fishtails created a roaring sound like a summer rain shower on a tin roof. When the main net back the heart of the catch was lifted from the water by the crane, the scene was breathtakingly. A massive, shimmering silver mass, glistening in the dawning light, slowly rose. Seawater cascaded from the mesh like small waterfalls, revealing hundreds of tons of fresh fish, each one plump and firm. Their scales reflecting the sunlight in a dazzling, multicolored glow. The hydraulic crane roared, moving its enormous arm to position the net bag in the center of the hold. A loud click echoed as the knot at the bottom of the net was untied. Hundreds of tons of fish poured down like a giant silver waterfall onto the deck and into the refrigerated holds. The scene resembled a great flood of ocean bounty. The fish, glistening and fresh, carried the salty scent and the biting cold of the deep water. Sailors quickly used large shovels and an automatic dispensing system to distribute the fish evenly into ice-filled storage holds, ensuring their absolute freshness from the very first moments after leaving the sea. After hours battling the waves, the ship proudly entered the bay, heading straight towards the dedicated pier of the modern seafood processing plant. From afar, the plant appeared as a colossal industrial complex with its grey-white insulated corrugated iron walls and intricate network of pipes. On the pier, tower cranes and high-capacity vacuum pipes were already in place, resembling water cannons, ready to suck up all the nutrients from the ship's interior. The process of unloading the fish into the factory begins with the absolute precision and smoothness of modern technology, instead of using time-consuming manual unloading methods. The factory employs a high-capacity hydraulic pumping system combined with high-pressure cold water. Giant suction pipes, half a meter in diameter, are lowered into the ship's hold. When the pumps are activated, an extremely strong suction pressure is created, pulling thousands of fish along with cold water as they For larger fish, or when a rapid discharge is required, the tensioning system of the shoreline crane is activated. Each lowering action increases the weight of the fish, which is then transferred to the receiving stage just outside the workshop. The rattling and clanging of the cages against the stainless steel partitions creates a lively sound, signaling a busy and productive workday. From the deep receiving bottom, the fish are evenly discharged onto a high, wide conveyor belt system. The conveyor belt begins to move rhythmically, carrying hundreds of tons of fish. The fish pass through a preliminary washing tank using cold ozone water to completely remove sea sand, impurities, and for initial disinfection. Viewed from above, the conveyor system resembles an endless, shimmering silver ribbon winding rhythmically through insulated walls, guiding the ocean's bounty into a closed processing line, where technology and human hands will transform them into high-value products. Passing through a system of insulated air curtains to prevent insects and maintain a stable temperature, the torrent of hundreds of tons of fish officially enters the central sorting and processing area of TIFF factory. The interior space is as vast as a stadium, filled with white light and the dazzling colors of gleaming stainless steel equipment. The temperature in the room is strictly maintained at a low level to ensure maximum freshness of the raw materials. In the first stage, a 3D scanning camera system combined with artificial intelligence captures and analyzes each moving fish at a speed of 10 seconds. The machine automatically determines the size, weight, and even the fish's speed to activate pneumatic rods, guiding the fish into the correct corresponding compartments with absolute precision. The best performing fish proceed to the filleting or canning area, while the rest are separated for the secondary product line. Once hundreds of tons of fish have been uniformly sorted by size, by a sensor system. They are no longer a chaotic mass, but are arranged in straight rows, moving smoothly along gleaming stainless steel rails. This is when the filleting and preliminary processing workshop operates at full capacity. The space is filled with the steady hum of motors, the constant spray of high-pressure water for cleaning, and the clicking of specialized blades on the automated production lines. Sharp, rotating alloy steel blades, controlled by a computer, cut with extreme precision along the fish's spine. In less than 2 seconds, a whole fish is perfectly separated into 3 parts, to pale pink fillets with a silvery sheen and a distinctly separated head and bone. However, no matter how modern the machinery, it can never completely replace a keen eye. The exquisite feel emanates from the skilled hands of the workers. Behind the automated cutting system, a long line of technicians, clad in pristine white protective suits from head to toe, complete with specialized gloves and masks, creates a chilling atmosphere. The room's freezing temperature turns their breath into thin mist, yet their hands move with dizzying speed. They receive each fillet from the conveyor belt, using specialized tweezers to carefully remove any tiny bones remaining deep within the meter, task requiring intense concentration and an extraordinary dexterity that no algorithm could perfectly replicate. Each movement of picking, stroking, and inspecting is swift and rhythmic, like a dance rehearsed thousands of times. NB, in high-intensity differential chamber is a running spiral compressed. As the fish fillets move through, high-pressure cold air currents are blown from all sides, enveloping and penetrating each fiber of the meat. This process happens so quickly that the water crystals inside the fish cells don't have time to form large ice blocks that tear the cell membranes, thus preserving the nutrients and natural juiciness. Leaving the freezing chamber, the product stream shifts to the automated packaging workshop where the industrial rhythm reaches absolute synchronization. Multi-head electronic weighers operate overhead, continuously dropping precisely measured amounts of fish down to the gram into brightly printed bags, clearly indicating their origin from the deep sea. Automated vacuum packaging machines compress and heat seal the packages in a flash, then push the finished products through metal detectors. Behind the smooth operation of the machinery and the cold, steel structures of the factory lies a long story of courage and resilience of those who dare to venture out to sea. To reach the moment when hundreds of tons of fish are unloaded onto the deck, Fishermen endure countless sleepless nights and the fierce storms of the ocean. In the vast ocean, surrounded by water and waves as high as buildings, humans appear incredibly small. But it was through courage, generational experience, and an unwavering will that they conquered the harshness of nature. Their rough, calloused hands from pulling cables and nets, their dark, tan skin stained by the sea salt, and their eyes that stayed up all night searching for schools of fish. They are the unsung heroes, writing the magnificent prelude to the journey of Vietnam's fisheries reaching global prominence. When the ship docked, the radiant smiles of the sailors mingled with the joy of the workers, receiving the catch on shore. It was a convergence, a handshake that strengthened the solidarity between the sea and the land, between long-standing seafaring traditions and modern industrial thinking. Hundreds of tons of fish flowed from the ship's hold, through giant suction pipes to the factory, a flow that connected the sweat of those working at sea with the creativity and meticulousness. But the grandeur of a 100-ton catch would be incomplete without mentioning a new mindset in modern fisheries. Fishing linked to conservation and sustainable development. Processing plants not only receive raw materials to create economic value, but also act as gatekeepers, ensuring that all harvested products strictly comply with regulations on marine environmental protection. The entire process, from casting and hauling nets at sea to unloading the fish, is meticulously managed. Global customers, upon holding our finished products in their hands, not only feel assured of their fresh quality and absolute food safety, processed through a modern production line, but they also sense the goodwill behind each product. It's a story of a blue economy, where people live in harmony with nature, exploiting ocean resources responsibly to preserve their beauty for future generations. Looking back at the entire long journey, from the moment the red glow of the fish school appeared on the radar screen in the silent darkness of the night, the screeching sound of the winch pulling taut the 100-ton net that shimmered in the dawn light, to the moment that silver waterfall cascaded through the conveyor system into the ultra-fast freezing chambers, and was neatly packaged by powerful robotic arms. Only then do we truly understand the marvel of this value chain. Each ship arriving at port, each haul of hundreds of tons of fish unloaded into the processing plant, is not just a dry statistic about production or revenue. It symbolizes the powerful rise of a maritime nation, a testament to the fact that when human determination is supported by the wings of science and technology, we can transform the boundless resources of the ocean into a breakthrough force